So guys, what I'm about to show you, it's quite interesting. So I've been tuned into the Naija election result, and I've been going on iRev and checking out result, but I decided to take the journey home, right? And this is iRev portal, and I wanted to check out results for River State, Port Harcourt, LGA. So I scrolled down to River State, and River State is all the way at the bottom. Then I clicked into it. Then I decided to scroll down to find Port Harcourt local government. So I clicked into Port Harcourt local government. Interesting. Then I wanted to see what are the polling unit results in Ward 1, Oromenike Zimbo. I clicked into it. And dude, what you're about to see is a little shocking. So now I'm going to view the first polling unit result. I click into it. And guess what? This is a polling unit in Port Harcourt local government area. And the result that is uploaded, it's coming from Sokoto, a polling unit in Sokoto. And I just want you to pay attention to the writing, right? Because it's going to be similar across board. And the individual who signed it, the name is Blessing. Then let's check another polling unit. I click out. Then I try the second one. You can see this is State School Oromenike. And you can see it's also coming from Sokoto, same local government. And you scroll down, this is from a different individual. That is really shocking. And it is consistent across. So even if I scroll all the way 2, 3, 4, 5, click into the fifth one, it's same stuff. It's coming from Sokoto. So how on earth it's Sokoto polling unit results uploaded to polling units in Port Harcourt, Ward 1? That is mind-blowing, and that's shocking, right? And you can see it. It's PDP and APC. I'm not even going into the numbers, but INEC, I don't know what's going on here. I thought this is actually a unique code that is generated, or password, if you will, and handed to the electoral officials for uploading of polling unit results into iRev. Now, let me scroll further. Just look at this. So I scroll all the way down. I said, okay, let me look at the last one here, because some of them have not been uploaded. You can see no result yet. So I clicked into this one. Just pay attention. So this one is actually results sheets for Port Harcourt, meant for Port Harcourt City local government. But pay attention to the background here. Same table, right? You're going to see this table for all the polling units. So the results were uploaded from the same location, probably by the same individual at the same table. So I'm going to click out. Just pay attention to this red table here. I click out. I go to the next one above that. I click into it. It's the same table, right? I thought polling unit results were supposed to be, captured at the polling units, and the party agents will take their copy, and the electoral official will upload a version onto iRev. But these results were being uploaded from the same location, the same table. I try the third to the last one here as well. Oh, you can see it's the same table. INEC, what is going on? I thought you guys have a good control around this iRev portal. How on earth It's someone uploading polling unit results from the same location. I don't know the answer, but, you know, the argument that the process is flawed sort of resonates with people. It's so unfortunate, and it's mind-boggling. Thank you.
INEC coming forward to say it should be allowed to reconfigure BVAS ahead of the March 11 gubernatorial and House of Assembly elections will amount to seeking to tamper with the evidence. The rest, in this case, before the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, represented by the Court of Appeal, is a BVAS. So if we tamper with the rest in any particular case, then of course you have already derailed the expectations and the substance of the matter before the court. And I do not think that INEC should be allowed in any way whatsoever to tamper with the evidence. If INEC goes to reconfigure, then it means that the main issue in the case, BVAS and IREV, will have changed. And the ex parte order injunction granted last Friday by the court, allowing the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party to inspect evidence and collate evidence, that order would have been rendered a nullity. INEC says that if it is not allowed to reconfigure BVAS, then the March 11 elections will probably not hold. That's blackmail.
Cheap blackmail. Cheap.
And that blackmail is unacceptable.
INEC should please, for the love of mercy, stop the cheap blackmail. If they're trying to blackmail us now with the elections, why is that when people call their attention to the fact that there were flaws in the process, why didn't they stop then to have a rethink? INEC should stop this cheap blackmail, because they're beginning to look suspect. The damage is much already. We don't know what people are even saying about us on the international community. This same BVAS INEC wants to tamper with. There's empirical evidence that says any attempt to reconfigure BVAS would disrupt all the information on it. And let's not forget that the pictures of the results were taken on the BVAS. So you want to reconfigure. Reconfigure simply means reconfigure the setting, reformat, wipe out most of things there for a software upgrade. So what happens to the pictures taken on the BVAS? What happens to the accreditation done on the BVAS? Accreditation records. We also have empirical evidence that says that information on the BVAS sometimes even take time to load about a month after. You remember the Osun election incident? Yeah. That we had a technical expert here that came to tell us that there were even variations in the results given to the party that first requested the BVAS information and the backend and the PDP. As we speak now, for the love of mercy, I think those materials should be taken away from INEC now and kept in a safe place. Nigerians are not crazy. Let people be able to inspect. If INEC is not ready to do the election, INEC should take the blame, not try to blackmail Nigerians and hoodwink them into thinking that it is without this BVAS reconfigured that they will not be able to do what they ought to do. Furthermore, I think we should even investigate this INEC BVAS contract, because it's very suspect too. What was the due diligence behind those that were given the contract? How much did every BVAS machine cost? How much did it take to align the software in it? How much does it take to run the back end? I think INEC should be open to public scrutiny. And I think the EFCC should also investigate INEC on this BVAS machine and everything. But please, in all of this, they should remember, Nigerians are watching.
I think what INEC is proposing to do is a very dangerous proposal or proposition. If not carefully handled, it has the potential of creating serious problems in the country. Having regard to the issues, challenges already associated with the result declared and announced by INEC. I think that perhaps the best thing for INEC to do in the circumstance would be to either call on all the political parties and the stakeholders, including the CSOs and election observers, including international election observers, and explain to all and sundry what actually it intends to achieve by the application they have filed before the court. Because my understanding is that when you reconfigure, you are trying to arrange or put together something in a new or different way. You are trying to arrange or put together something in a new or different way. And the question that naturally will arise will be, when you reconfigure, what happens to the information and data or records already stored in the BVAS machine? Would they be preserved? Would they be wiped off? Would they be erased? Now, if this data or information, if they are erased or wiped off, what materials is available for those wishing to challenge or contest the election, rely on to prove their claim to have won the election? Don't forget, we are talking about election not only to the presidential position, but also to the Senate and to the House of Rep. And I gather from what we read in the news that several persons are gearing up to challenge the outcome of the election. And most of them are hoping to rely on the information and data stored on the BVAS machine. Because what the BVAS machine is supposed to do is to record real-time results that were garnered from each of the polling units in the country. So now, if you now embark on a process of reconfiguration and you wipe off or erase the record of the data or the information stored in the BVAS machine, what are you telling us?
Nigerian brothers and sisters, greetings to you all. I am constrained to speak at this point, and I crave the indulgence of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency General Muhammadu Buhari, to make this statement because I've had opportunity to keep him aware of what I know is happening and the danger looming ahead. On many occasions in the past, I have not hesitated to point out lacuna in the action of the President and his government. But as far as the election issues that we are now facing are concerned, the President has proved beyond reasonable doubt that he will want to leave a legacy of free, fair, transparent, and credible elections. Until last Saturday night, February 25th, 2023, the good and noble plan and preparation for the elections seemed to be going well. For the independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, a lot of money was spent to introduce bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, and the server for immediate transmission of results from polling units It is no secret that INEC officials at operational level have been allegedly compromised to make what should have worked not work and to revert to manual transmission of results, which is manipulated and the results doctored. The chairman of INEC may claim ignorance, but he cannot fold his hands and do nothing when he knows that election process have been corrupted, and most of the results that are brought outside BVAS and SAVA are not true reflection of the will of Nigerians who have made their individual choice. At this stage, we do not need wittingly or unwittingly to set this country on fire with the greed, irresponsibility, and unpatriotic act of those who allegedly gave money to INEC officials for perversion and those who collected the blood money. Let me appeal to the chairman of INEC, if his hands are clean, to save Nigeria from the looming danger and disaster which is just waiting to happen.